Hi friend, a couple things about this comment. Let's not assume that every fat person has an unhealthy relationship with food. You can have a great relationship with food. Believe it or not, I have the healthiest relationship with food and exercise right now, and I'm still fat. Crazy, I know. But let's also think about, why do we feel the need to call out fat people for these unhealthy habits, but we don't call out so many other unhealthy habits? Like, do we call out every person who is drinking, doing drugs, smoking, exercising in excess, all these other things? We don't call those out for unhealthy behavior, but we just call out fat people because of our internalized fat phobia and diet culture, getting this in our head that fat people don't deserve basic respect.
This comment is right. You cannot have a good relationship with food and be obese. It's just contradicting. Being obese means you're eating too much food and not using enough of the energy it offers, which means you don't have a healthy relationship with the food you eat. And let's not forget that throughout your page, I see a lot of junk food and fried foods. The reason you're fat is because you have a bad relationship with food, not the other way around. People feel the need to call that out because you're showing others it's okay while clearly lying to yourself. And of course, we call people out for drinking too much, and go, drugs are literally illegal in most countries. Smoking and an unhealthy amount of exercise are all things people do in fact call each other out on. But we also call out fat people because people like you clearly glorify obesity on their page, which promotes unhealthy habits just like smoking and overdrinking. These are all addictions that need to be dealt with and not glorified online.
I was really bored in quarantine, and I started to do a little bit of research about intermittent fasting.
It's National Eating Disorder Awareness Week, so let's unpack this. Click on Spencer's video if you want to learn about intermittent fasting, but I don't have time for that here. Let's get right to it. Will it help me lose weight? It can, but it's no more or less effective than any other calorie-controlled diet, and they all do the same thing. They restrict. Should I try it? Ask yourself if you've been told by a medical professional that you're unhealthy and the treatment is to lose weight. If so, maybe. If you answered no, remember you don't need to be thin to practice health or to be healthy. And if your motivation for losing weight is for aesthetic purposes, maybe the best bet isn't to start a diet, but to confront your own discomfort within your body. Here are some negative side effects. Intermittent fasting can make you overly obsessive about food and actually increase your hunger. It can increase food intake and lead to day binging and interfere with your social life and normal routine. It can also make you feel lightheaded, irritable, dizzy, faint, weak, or shaky. And it's not appropriate for children, athletes, diabetics, those with disordered eating habits, or those taking consistent medications. Thank you.
While intermittent fasting is not for everyone, it is a valid option for you to lose weight. Yes, calorie deficit diets might restrict, but they do it for a good cause, not a bad one. So why are you trying to make it sound like a bad thing? Remember that you do in fact need to be on the thinner side to be healthy. I've talked about it a lot in my videos before. Being obese already means you're putting a lot of strain on your heart and damaging your joints, which in my opinion is enough to put you in an unhealthy category or less healthy, which is something no one would want to be. You're saying maybe the best bet is to confront your discomfort. But is that not what the people are doing when they try to lose weight for their appearance? You're telling people it's not okay to lose weight for appearance purposes, but at the same time you want them to confront their problems with their body, which is the two sides of the same coin. It really seems contradicting to me. There are side effects to everything, but remember that these side effects she's mentioning are things that will happen in the beginning of your weight loss, if they even happen, and not in the long run, which in my eyes is something that might be worth it if this diet fits your lifestyle, and obviously better than being obese, which will have worse effect on your health in the long run.
What I love about social media is the fact that you constantly have to think about the way people are going to interpret what you said. I could really say fat people deserve rights, and then I will get like dozens of responses that are like, so you hate skinny people, so you think fat people are better than skinny people, you think that skinny people should burn in hell. I've literally never said that. But like, I now have to defend myself against something I never said. It is wild. It is wild to be a person that exists on the internet. Like, truly.
I just don't understand. You don't have to care about what people think of you online. You can just ignore it. If someone says something dumb like the examples you give in your videos, just ignore them. Fat people have the exact same rights as everyone else, and you suggesting they don't is harmful. Trying so hard to make yourself marginalized will only damage you and your group, because people will start to go against everything you say. And the fat acceptance movement is such a good example of that. You spread so much misinformation online that people like me are just tired of it. You need to take a long look in the mirror and think about how damaging these things are. Saying things like fat people deserve rights is dumb, because you have the exact same rights everyone else, and you making people think you don't is just dangerous.
I hate to tell you this, but actively not wanting to be fat is indeed fatphobic. Also, your statement just indicated that people who work out are also people who do not want to be fat. Did you know that fat people work out without wanting to become thin?
Did you know that you can work out for reasons other than wanting to change your physical appearance?
The fitness and diet industry has absolutely perverted what exercise is and what it is good for, like mental health and cardiovascular health. The industry has brainwashed us into thinking that we can micromanage and control our bodies and exactly what every part of our bodies look like. Sure, you can control your body to some extent, but not through healthy means.
Saying working out is fatphobic is just insanely dumb. How do you want to look has nothing to do with anyone else and does not mean you fear being fat. It means you care about your body and how you feel in it. Working out to look good makes me feel good. I like being able to be proud of my hard work. Working out for your mental health is great and all, and I'm all for it, but working out as an obese person without the intention of losing weight is just stupid. I'm sorry, but it really is. All you're doing is making it more difficult for yourself during your workouts, and you don't see any progress, which is essential for most people. When humans do something a lot without seeing any positive changes, they will stop. It's just human nature. We won't do something that doesn't seem to have an impact on us for a long time. At least most people. The diet industry did not pervert anything. You and people like you did. We can control our bodies because we're in control after all. And of course, you can control your body through healthy means. That's what billions of people do every day. You can't just say that.
I'm gonna be snarky and sarcastic, but instead I'm just gonna say what I mean. The vast majority of people, particularly thin people, think this, that obesity has a cure. They're similar to, if not the same people, that think that poor people are just lazy. Here's what I would say to you. Look at the science. Look at the studies. There is no consistent way for people to lose weight and keep it off long term. All the studies back this up. So even if my intention was to lose weight or to want to lose weight, there isn't really a way to do it, not consistently. So, no, obesity does not have a cure.
So the comment basically says that being obese and accepting it while doing nothing about the problem is insane, since it has a cure. But this guy is a textbook example of how this movement spreads misinformation online so much. They actually believe what they say. There is a cure to obesity. It's called weight loss, and it is effective. While studies suggest that about 20% of people succeed, this figure does not mean it's not the cure. The problem is not with the solution, it's with the people attempting the solution. We usually just come back to their old habits instead of getting help and controlling those habits, which results in them getting their way back. So while the cure is not perfect, it is effective, and while done right, it's for a lifetime, and every study will suggest that. So please stop spreading this misinformation online. It's dangerous.